It's a dark, rainy day, and yeah, much of an take a light. It's still dark. I hope you guys are doing well. Yeah. Sorry, I'm late. I was in transit, and yeah, that's how I ended up here. Morning, Kenneth. Morning, Emma. Thank you for the reminder. Hey. So today we are going to be talking about iyo joli enkube etonya. By the way, the people in Dubai bakozeyo enkube endala. Sorry. Bakozeyo enkube endala abe Dubai. So we're going to be talking about paperwork. Paperwork is very important. Sometimes when I go to buy a car with people, they think that eventually move yenkola oba luba lugezigezi olumu nembalemesa n'ogula emmotoka ezimu because the paperwork doesn't check out, and well, that's what I'm supposed to do. So now today I thought I should tell you so that even you on your own will not make the mistake of ignoring the paperwork that you should have, because paperwork is everything. Good morning. Somalia gets no rain, and if it does, it's rare. How often does it rain in a year? Because for me, from what I know in Uganda, it's very hard for in Uganda it's very hard to spend 4 months in Uganda, and that's how water tanks actually help me, because in Chimanyi I have 2 water tanks, 5,000 each, which is 10k. It means that if one water tank takes me for a month and a half, I have 3 months of water. And normally, one thing I've realized, the only spell we is January, February, and the rest of the times omwezi guba gujirange enkube etonya. Yeah. Good morning, Salmin. Good morning, Seth, long time. 10 times after enkube etonya. Kati you can imagine this week enkube etonya kati tutabino tutama zitaka zange zijjudde zonna kati they are just overflowing. Yeah, but it's good that it rains during the time that I don't move a lot, because I can see which challenges, because at one tank and as long as it then you also get challenges of where does the water goes, especially in Komera, because then the water tega flowing out of the gate gasigala onegadda wali mu kikomera, so you have to create a drainage system. Yeah, so anyway, today we're going to be talking about paperwork. Which paperwork should you be looking for, and if you're selling your car, which paperwork should you be having? First of all, I think it needs to be clear to all of us that the moment you buy a car, and this is something that I make sure to do, when you buy a car, try as much as possible to transfer the car to your names. Yeah, it normally costs you 200,000. It should be 150 naye kati omuntu ebiseera emu agattamu ssente ze. It normally costs 200,000, and you need to have a TIN number ngeri active, because I understand some people don't have TIN numbers because tebagala kusasula misolo. But it's someone told me about that shadow, and when it takes away my peace, that it gives someone no peace, but somehow the shadow will not go, it will stay anyway. So the moment you buy a car, it's important that you transfer that car to your names, okay? Emotoka you transferring a dem manyago, so that when someone actually tries to buy third party, it reads your names. That's something I do for all my cars. I transfer that car to my names, so that when I'm selling that car to someone else, okay, they will see that it's in my names, and if they want to get transfer forms, I can actually do that even on my phone. Because transfer is not hard if the car is in your names. You just go to the URA portal and then print out the transfer forms. The first thing for us, I know that you're going to want to upgrade. Sometime to come, you'll want to get a better car. So if you're going to want to get a better car, it's on top of your mind that if I'm going to ease in the selling process, because they've said everything, even the person that comes to buy from you, and they find that the car is in your names, they will be motivated to buy that car from you, because achimanyi in a moroka yono boya. So topsy broker never said the magambo why I said that because a moroka chi moroka ye. So transfer that car to your names. Transfer that car to your names. That's why I know I tell you, don't buy a car that has a green logbook. Buy a car that has a current modern logbook system. White. Because that won't give you hard time. In a green logbook, sometimes you go to the court process, or get a court order. Then sometimes they'll also say let a moroka to inspecting, which is not a very pleasant experience, if I tell you. Why? Go to a moroka even tiny bit, but if the color is different from what it says in the logbook, they will keep that car. Okay? If for example, the engine was changed and the person that changed the engine did not apply to URA to get the engine changed in the system, still a moroka yobagenda jiwamba, and you don't want to go through that. That's why I tell you, don't buy a car. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. Kindly forgive me. Yeah, munsonyi webambi. But then you can't get to the exam somewhere. That's why I came late. Yeah. So don't buy a car that has a green logbook. A Moroccan gaina logbook where you can data one to transfer. First of all, you cannot buy third party. Maybe Moroccan in a green logbook. Which take it because third party enough to teach again over to the third party and we buy third party. No. We buy third party using Airtel money or mobile money. Take it. So and for you to buy third party using mobile money, your car has to be registered in the new system. And green logbook cars are not registered in the system. So you have to look at that before you buy a car. Make sure you let's say you have gotten it from your father, right? It's a green logbook car, change it. Or what do we call that? Yeah, modern logbook. Fixing my lighting. That's better, right? Yeah, that's better. So if you're going to be buying a car, make sure you buy a car that that is in the modern logbook. Then transfer the car. For me, normally when I help people buy cars, the transfer process should be that very week. Some of my followers don't have TIN numbers. They don't have TIN numbers, and yeah, and because they don't have TIN numbers, the transfer process takes longer because I know for a TIN number. So if you don't have a TIN number currently, get a TIN number. TIN number is simple. It's called a tax identification number. That's the number that URA or the government uses to know who you are in the tax database. I have a TIN number and I paid tax this year. I paid tax last year. I've been paying tax. It's good to pay tax. Yes, the government official but if you pay, the TIN number is actually free. You can apply for a TIN number yourself. But it works Boboli Kampala. Boboli Weru, it will disturb you. Yetagoli Kampala, you apply it. Thank you, Emma. Thank you. Boboli Kampala, you apply using the online portal. It's very easy. You go to the computer, ura.ego.ug, then you apply for a TIN, then you get those papers, national ID, no bitwara ku URA. And just like that, you'll get a TIN number. Now tin number ekuyambako ebintu bingi. Sometimes waliwo n'ebifo byotagenda kugulamu bintu nga tolina tin number. Then omuntu atalina tin number waliwo abantu batakuwa na mulimu okitegeera. Like my wife, tin number is a requirement for them because they pay tax. Bw'osasula pay as you earn, your employer uses the tin number to file for your pay as you earn. Kati fe abali self-employed, I have a tin number, my company has a tin number, okay? And I pay tax for my company, I pay tax for me as a director. So you need to understand that we need the tin numbers. Yeah. So transfer the car to your names. So at the moment you go to buy a car, is it in the new logbook system? How do you check this? I'm an Airtel person, so I don't know what to do with MTN. But with Airtel, how you check is you press *185 *7 *6 *1 hash. Then they will bring a notification by the account. You put the number plate of the car, and then you press send, and then it will bring details. If it has a running third party, it will tell you it has a running third party. But whatever with a third party, it will tell you the names of the person, who's the name of a person who is in the logbook for that car. If it doesn't do those two things, is a logbook. Normally, again, not registered or not recognized on the URA system or not recognized in the system. Is a card in card. But logbook because that logbook is green. Process. How can I check for my TIN number? Because I have a fully registered company, though it's not active. But I remember on the company documentation, there's a TIN number in my name. You need to find a clearing agent somewhere. Those guys that you can find an accountant. They can help you because an accountant has a way to check. Accountants they have a way to check by just putting your name. You can find there those kiosks where people say to yambaka about ofuna tin number you can go to them. Ojamuwayo mutwalo gumu oba ebiri akukeberera kubude tin number you're very active and all that. But guys, just for you to know, bobo in a tin number, it's important that you file filing a taxes. It doesn't mean that you pay. You can file taxes and tell URA I did not make any money. Good morning, Nico. I did not make any money, so you don't pay tax. Your accountant would know. Get an accountant friend or go to URA and ask them. Because said like in 2020, it was a lockdown. I doubt. What about, of course, about a sent a lockdown? But me, personally, I did not make money in the lockdown. So I filed nil returns. Okay? So you can file Jibaita nil return. No gamba. TIN number Nathan. TIN number is free. So you file your returns and you tell them, no, I did not make any money, or I made a loss. And then that means you don't have to pay any tax. And also there is a law, a gamba, omuntu akola less than over it's 10 million, you don't pay tax. Ngokola less than 10 million a year, because can anyone survive on 10 million a year? That's like 800,000 a month. And bw'oteekako transport agenda ku mulimu gy'okolera n'olyako emmere n'onywako amazzi ne wejjanjaba, let's be realistic, you cannot survive on 800,000 a month. Of course, there are people that survive. But they use at home, they use about 1.6. So get a TIN number. It will help you. There's a follower of mine. I don't know if he has even done transfer because why is it that you guys, when I get you good cars, you don't pick my calls anymore? You call me. I tell you guys don't pick my calls. Sometimes when I call you after getting you a car, I'm simply trying to find out, is the car okay? Have you found any problems? It's a customer service thing. It's a customer service thing. The guy when I goes around for Najimoguzanga gamba, Arthur, make sure you don't get me a bad car. Do I have to change the engine now? I told him you don't have to change the engine now. Bweyagula emmoroka nga namu n'ateekako emipiira makanika we gwe yalina we Soroto lwamugamba the car is good. Mama nyabo, the guy has never picked my calls. Kasa agenda ne transfer ne bagikola neggwa. He has never picked my calls. But guys, I don't be asking for money. Mumba mwasa sudde nawe deyo. I be asking you, is the car good? I'm trying to find out the experience you have with my help. Ochitegere. Naye munange moroka bwe baaka ekizibu gaya kubira nakubeerako. Guys, when the car is good, just answer my call ongambe Arthur, the car is good. That's all I'm trying to find out. There is another person era naye yafune moroka. The only issue is that he has not done transfer, I think, yeah, but he still doesn't pick my calls, which is not a very good thing, because atebo onofuna ekizibu ate ogenda kunkubira ate goyagale I pick immediately, you get it? So guys, just to remind you, I do pre-purchase inspection over the money before you buy a car. I come and help you. I be your guardian angel, and then I tell you either gula what or gula. Why? Because sometimes tugule moroka finger toes tugula birungi nenga ate we are making a very bad mistake. I don't want you to be one of those guys that make mistakes. Because yes, we often we make mistakes, but if you have a guardian angel asobola okuyambako nakugamba no, let's do this. So to getting a TIN number and making sure that the car is transferable. Ekirala kyogenda making sure that you do as you buy a car, you're going to check that the car has no police receipts. If you go to the community tabs of this channel, I shared an image that police shared, how you can check for police receipts. It costs you 220 shillings to check that. When you got code, not come number I'm hoping that works. It used to be there, efficient. That's why we resorted to the app, because the app is live. You can check the EPS tickets. Police. You use that code. If you don't know, the code has skipped my mind, but it's in the community tabs. When you go to this channel, go to community, and you'll see that post. How to check. Kakati, for the guys that are selling cars, before you sell a car, sasura ipapulo bijeko. Sasura ipapulo bya police. Obimaleko. Ekokubiri. You guys, when you're driving a car, me, I drive my car. I try as much as possible to not get police receipts. Omusajja wa police bakuyimiza nagamba yogera Luganda. Speak Luganda, guys. If a traffic police officer stops you and tells you to speak Luganda, speak Luganda. Luganda is not Luganda. Luganda means money. The guy just wants tea. So if a police officer stops you and he tells you, guy, you're driving without a seatbelt, you say, Afandi, I'm sorry, I forgot. And then he says, okay, you speak Luganda. What it means is, get me money. Get me some money and I take tea. My kids need to take milk. I got a TIN number before I traveled abroad, now 5 years. To now, I still get messages to pay tax. Hey, David, by the way, you guys, let me tell you this. This is very, very serious. Paying, when the taxman tells you pay tax, he doesn't mean pay the tax off of the money you have not made. But what you call a center, it's okay. What you call a center, it's okay. You go file your returns. Chebaito filing a returns. Kati, let me try and educate you. Akatonoke manyiko. Chebaito filing a returns is you telling URA that this is what I got. That's like me telling you. It's like URA, because ideally URA taxing 30% of the money that you keep at the end of the year. Let me give you an example. Arthur makes 20, let's say 10 million a year. When Arthur makes 10 million a year, he uses 8 million in all his expenses. Tax free, taxing 8 million in expenses. When I keep 2 million, that's like the profit out of the year. That's what URA taxes. Chitegeza, if I keep 2 million a year, ngamagoba, and I know I'm going to keep that money, that's the money I say URA take 30%. Sometimes people don't know. I think people just think URA wants to steal money. Yes, they take a lot of money, and yes, the problem now is that we don't get value for our money. All those things, and all that. But it's your obligation is to pay tax. So URA taxes 30% of your profit. 30 what? 30% of your profit. Taxing anti okoze million 10 mpaka million 3 nedda. Bwokola million 10 omwaka. What will happen is you use the 8 million zokozesa in expenses into about 8 million kwesa suda rent, kwesa suda dwaliro. Nebo osigaze emitwalo 5. As long as you can tell URA nakozesa kino na kino and I kept 500,000. URA will take 30% of the 500,000. Kitegeeza ngenda jjo emitwalo 10 n'emeka 15 nga gwe musolo gw'omwaka. Now, why is it important for you guys to pay tax? It's but you are answer to the sentence why influencer because we need to they are supposed to teach people these things. It's important for you to pay tax because kati olaba fa abantu abakatenga gwa ina company nti may I have a company. Cheating is that there is time I'm going to want to do business. For example, UN is okulanga project and I want to do a project with UN. One of the things they're going to ask me for is they're going to ask me for a tax clearance. Now, tax clearance, backward certificate, URA gives it a certificate to say that this person has been paying taxes to Tumubanja. You can never get a tax clearance certificate over to sasura musoro over to filing a returns. Now, big organization like that is a business. Zetaga tax clearance. That's why me I keep paying tax because I will need the tax clearance one time. Sister Sura Musoro because in Munyo because I know in government what do abantu abagulinzo gubba. They are waiting to steal our tax money. So I pay the tax because it's an obligation for me as a citizen to pay tax. So now but you can go, accountants can advise you on how to pay tax. So in the question you can pay a fixed amount every year. I've heard of that thing. So that you keep tax clean. Tomanyo inzo funa omulimu ngebasaba tax clearance ngati tujina atenda wesango inatanga kusakusala ngozi okufuna tax clearance certificate. So you pay the tax. So I was telling you guys, if a traffic officer stops you, nakugamba oyogera Oluganda. Speak Luganda, my brothers. Yogera Oluganda. Okitegeera, yogera Oluganda and give them money. Aba yagala nguzi. It's better than you getting a traffic receipt of 300,000. Ontegera kyenkugamba. Gwokufuna ekipapula eky'emitwalo 2 nga traffic officer yakugambye njagala emitwalo 2. Because one thing we people need to realize is that tosobola kuwoza na wa traffic. Tosobola kuwoza na wa police. Okitegeera. Tosobola kuwoza na wa police bwana agamba yabadde avuga ndima ne bo badde ovuga 20 kilometers per hour. When you get to police, ojja kuba badde ovuga ndima. Okitegeera. So there is no way. I was afraid of coming back because of departments. I don't know. Thanks for it. No. Just get an accountant. Waboso anomufuna ngo chali eyo bwe no mugamba natandika ku processingira ku bintu byo ebyomusolo yatotya atera ne wako overcharging omusolo. You can go to court and lwakuba ebintu bye court ze Uganda bya kibbi nabyo. It's too expensive to go to a court to man. Get an accountant first of all ngatonda dda because ngejjo badde otudde okudda kitegeeza bakubanja omusolo. Bakubanja sente mmeka naye David. I think that's David. Bakubanja say how much do they say you owe them? Yeah, but it's in simple terms you can get an accountant. No mweleza email ezo zibakuweleza. I have an accountant that is very very good. She's a lady and she's too good with taxation. Ajja kuyambako boba you don't have one. I can share her number. She has been working with me. She advises me. Because the times that I not use her finding anga nyongo rumute okoze na center atemba kufine voli yangu akweza fine ya mitwala 2 simanya wakoze bichi, but now I don't get fines. Yeah, she will show you ways of which to pay good tax. And yeah, so kati get an accountant ajja kuyambako to guide you. So mademba gamba bagayi bange, when you're driving a car in Kampala better one ebbiye 5 mutwalo okitegeera, so that the traffic officer will stop you nga kyayagala nguzi. Okitegeera, there are times the traffic officer has stopped me and I don't have anything, talina kyankwata nena akulemerako nanoonya natunulira emipiira nga miramu third party kwelyosi by'omusipi n'agamba emmotoka nga nkyafu ne weebuuza ogwo omusango guli ludda ogwo emmotoka enkyafu ku nguudo zaffe. Our roads in Uganda are very bad, so there is no way in any sane person could stop Arthur, who lives in Matuga, drives 9 kilometers or 7 kilometers of Maram roads, and you stop him and tell him his car is dirty. Like, go tell your government to construct roads. But I'll tell you one thing, that person stopped me ngayagala nguzi. Okitegeera, Sajimu of course kwolo na stubborn. Ne mugamba afando omanyi, tula mu moroka ange tugende wali moroka bagikuba olupira bajoze, tuddeyo gyembeera. naye simbawo sente. I told him to kusimbawo emitwalo 10 gyayagala okunkuba egy'ekipapula. Nateekawo emitwalo egyo 10 nange nteekewo 10. Tugende Morocco eno bajooze. Bwe tugenda n'enyembeera ne tukomawo ng'ekyatukula nkuwe 10 gyo. Tisijja ekipapula ngikuwa buwi. Naye bwe tukomawo ng'eddugala nange ntwale 10 lyo. She gave up. It was a woman. Because sometimes those people are just being stubborn. Let me see. Am I saying they are stubborn traffic officers? Because I remember the woman who gave me a ticket of 100K without wanting to talk to me. So it depends on the day. But why should we be lucky? Why should we count on luck? But anyway, yeah, waliwo agana okuwuliriza. But me, I've realized one thing. Nzembeerawo ne tunyumya ne kunyumikiza paka bo smiling, and once they smile, ebiseera ebisinga abaakulese ne bwakuvuga n'akutwala ku police. Because me, I find that buli woteeka ekipapula ku mmoloka yo, you're giving yourself burden when the time to upgrade comes and you want to sell, because that's an expense on your part. So anyway, so bw'oba ogenda kugula mmoloka, make sure the car doesn't have receipts as well. Ekirala ky'ogenda okulaba, you want to actually look at the logbook. Ne weeba izina ezaffe ez'empapula. You want to look if there is no, because me, I don't have a physical logbook on Yarupapura, but I have it on my phone. Which take it over young Yaragawa. I printed it. I think I put it up here for some time over Yaragawa. But I have a soft copy on my phone. So if I were, for example, to sell this car, someone would get actually a soft copy on their phone. Now, this car belongs to Arthur, blah 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 blah, and all that. But Wabato China, for me, when I go to buy cars with people, I know guys that I call nebankeberera nebankakasa that this car eri makuba matuufu ono ye nannyini mmoloka n'ennamba y'essimu yeeno okitegeera. So I call that person ne mubuuza, mukama wange gyebaleko emmoloka eno neeno ogimanyi nti ye ogibanja sigibanja, nzija ononkolera transfer. If he says come I'll do transfer for you, then we are in the clear. Okitegeera ng'omugamba naye wagiguzaani, because some people will say nja kukolera transfer, but then when you get there nga bagamba leeta gwe naguza naye nga ate gwe yaguza gwe tomumanyi. So you tell them nze baginguza, gundi yaginguza. Okitegeera nzija ononkolera transfer ne wembasize gwe waguza. Most times they'll say okay, but most times they will want some money. Ojja muwayo emitwalo nga 5 for his trouble or for her trouble. Okitegeera muwayo kasente n'anywa chai so that they do transfer for you. Okitegeera. So that's on your part. If you're going to buy, you make sure that all those things check out. You make sure that you have to make sure that the car has no caveat, because caveat tekoma mutaka until chapa chiliko caveat. Caveat ne mamoroka jeri. For example, when a bank lends you money and moroka is security, they put a caveat on the logbook. Okay? Abantu abamane lenda, they put caveats on platinum credit, they put caveats. The only way they can clear the caveat is if you pay their loan. No jimarayo. So that's why we make those codes. Okakasante moroka tekolachi. Teriko caveat, because if you buy a car that has a caveat, you're going to have a lot of trouble in transferring it. Moroka dina caveat sobola transfer. At moroka, if it has a caveat, just know that anytime the person that put a caveat on that car can come for the car najitwala. So you just have to make sure that emoroka teriko caveat. It's important as you buy a car. Kate bintu byonna byonna bw'oba tomanyi bikebera, then of course you employ the services of nzije nkuyambeko. Andi osasula akasente katono nnyo. Okitegeera ekintu nekitambula nga kitambula makubo amalungi. So you need to make sure that all those things check out. Nga tonnagula kakati gwagenda okutunda emmoloka yo. I would advise that bw'oba bale tunakola transfer giza manyago noonya omuntu ali mu kaadi eyo akolera transfer so that it comes to your name. It's easier for you to sell a car to anyone. Ne bw'oba otunda mangu 30 minutes nti I'm selling my car today, I'm in a hurry. It's very easy for people to buy a car from you when it's in your names. Ontegeera. A car that is in your names is very easy. Gwakola transfer yenze kale nja kudda okola transfer. They give you your money and they go. Okitegeera. Other than when it's not in your names. When it's not in your names, ate biwavuwa mo. Okitegeera. I've already told you transfer will cost you about 200K. Now, there is another thing that someone asked me, that how much does it cost for me to replace a number plate? Kati, one traffic officer around Chibuye, she told me, Musira, ngonyo myenyo kati okozo oja. I was like, I found that not until the mechanics around the road showed me a sign here said, And those whatever. Salmin was smart, the traffic officer, n'azimba omutima. But the guy just wanted money. So you need to know the language that these officers use. So someone was asking me, how do I get new number plates from URA now? Let's say your number plates are old and you want to put new number plates on your car. It will cost you about, because you pay, just calculate nitejja kumalako emitwalo nga 23 in URA. You pay GM Tampeko about 140, and then you pay URA about 50,000. Negative and transport yakutambuza back and forth. It will take you about, so if you go to URA and pay, they will ask you for the old number plates. That means for the days that the number plate is not yet out, you will not be driving the car. Okay, so what will happen is that you will go to URA with another, you go, of course you go to your TIN number and say I want a new number plate and all, and then when you say that, they give you papers. So you take the old number plates to URA, they make an assessment, then they tell you go to GM Tampeko and pay. That's when they approve. So when you go to GM Tampeko, you pay 140,000, and then GM Tampeko, they will tell you come tomorrow for your number plates. So the time that when you're applying for new number plates is the time for URA to approve your application, because I think they have to look at the number plates, the serial numbers and all. That's the time that is longest. In AGM Tampeko, once you pay them, the next day you have your number plates. It's that simple. So if you have a car and it has very old number plates and you want to make it look a little newer, because the number plate nazo zinyirize Morocco. Temulowooza nti eyange number plate yajja bwetyo, nange nagenda ntekako number plate empya. Someone tells you secrets like that, nemugamba ati tabaagala. Go get new number plates. Someone also asked me, how do I change the engine of the car even legally? The engine, it also happened the same way. GM Tampeko. Yeah, GM Tampeko also belongs to this guy, Yamitani, Waspia Motors. GM Tampeko. So, someone also asked me, how do I change the engine? Because the engine is the other thing that you have to change legally. That's illegal. But you can change the engine. So what happens is, what happens is you get the new engine that you want to put. Sometimes you can put it in there. Then you go to URA or you go to the portal and apply, put in the new engine number that you want to put in the car. But go get someone to help you backward into the URA, or you go to URA itself. Then you get the papers, you go to URA and apply. They will tell you to bring the car for inspection. Then you'll take the car for inspection by the engine in them, then they approve that this is the new engine. Because URA and you have another engine in your car. And this applies. You can actually put a Toyota engine in a Mitsubishi and even go change the engine number. It applies all around. You have a Ford pickup and you want to put a Toyota Hilux engine, if that works in it. If that works, yeah, then you still go to URA and apply, and they allow you. So it's applying all across, because you're simply telling URA, allow me put a new engine. I bet Martha can move with her Ipsum engine. Yeah, so because it's the same process I'm going to follow to put a new engine in my car. So you can change the engine, but you have to do it legally. Engine what if you are asking for the old engine? So the only time you should give up on your engine is after URA has approved that you change your engine. Otherwise, it's a good thing to have it on the side. You have it with you. Yeah. So good morning, Council. Go to the so the paperwork that you have to look at, make sure the logbook is new. If the logbook is old, you need to be ready to spend up to 700,000 to transfer a car that is in the old logbook. That's why I'm telling you guys, always make sure it's a new logbook. Make sure it has no caveat, because caveat okujijjako inayo process ndala cancer asobola obagamba wuuyo Patrick inayo process ndala yokujjako caveat. So make sure that your car gyogula teriko caveat. Then ekirala, you you research nga tonagenda kugula mmoloka. You research. Make sure you research. Lwaki ogula mmoloka ya $1,15,000 ng'osobola ogifuna ku 10? Okitegeera? I know it's your money, but come on. Let's try to master the principles of money as well. You don't just go around wasting money simply because it's your money. Okitegeera? If a car is 9 million, it will be 9 million. Ne gwe ne wogera n'ogigula $2,200,000. Bw'onootuuka okugitunda bagenda gigula 9 oba 8. Okitegeera? So don't be wasting money thinking that okay, it's my money. Kanetegeerere. Like a person that bought a Mark II at 15 million. Nga Mark II jagula inakuba ya $1,10,000. Kati ezo $1,000,000 ezifudde. But when it comes to time to upgrade, zigenda kuba zifudde ez'ettaano. Your 5 million is, you're simply burying your money. You're killing your money, and I'm sure you don't want that. So do your research before you buy a car. Like one of my followers here sent me a WhatsApp. He was buying a Vitz. I think he bought it. It's the Vitz that I normally recommend, the 1.3, the RS. It was a UAU, and they were selling to him at 12.5. And I told him to bargain. He bargained up to 11, which I find a very fair price. It's worth it. Just make sure the engine is okay. Because akakamoro ka Vitz ka RS akagula $1,10,000 today. The next year so katonde $10,000. Okitegeera? Because that's a fair price. I told you a story of I bought a Vitz 10 million. I drove it for 2 years, used it for Uber. Najituna $1,000,000. Ayi najituna mwenda nga ntunda mu bwangu. Singa nali ndalindako nali jitunze $10,000,000. Zinajigula zennyini. Okitegeera? Of course then nali nga math mukola naye nga ate sinayiga kola bulungi math. Because katika math kemanyi okukola zine sente zenkozesa zokkanika nazo nzibala n'oziguliramu. Okitegeera? Because if I bought a car 10 million and I used about 1.5 to fix it, I'm definitely selling it 12. I need to recoup all the money I've put in that car because okujikuma kubala nakyo si kyangu. Okitegeera? So you guys do your research. Oberenga, you're in the know. Umanyi knowledge is power. I went to a school where, I think it was my secondary school, where our motto was knowledge is power. Knowledge is power, guys. Omuntu alina amagezi tosobola kumwepankako. Okitegeera? Omuntu alina amagezi tosobola kumwepankako. So you guys do your research before you go buying cars. That's why I tell you, ensanga omuntu ng'akyambuuza nti ate lwaki Arthur tutukiza okugula BMW. Someone was sending a pictures of BMW to budget $5,000,000. A BMW is a luxury vehicle. There is no one that has a luxury vehicle selling it at I bought my Benz 3.5 a Congo. Martha, you don't have a Benz. And you can't find a Benz at 3.5 currently. Rise and shine, yeah. You can't find a Benz at 3.5 currently. But Benz abantu bagenze bazitegeera. That's one thing you need to realize. Edda zabanga ira Benz ya 3.5. Irajja kula $1,000,000 nga 10 okutereeza. Because Benz is not cheap. Okitegeera? Benz is not cheap. So instead of buying a Mercedes-Benz, because people buy Mercedes-Benz for the comfort, you'd rather buy a Mark II or buy a Mark X. Niacha Mark X na yenyu, because someone wanted to buy a Mark X. A lady called me yesterday, and of course she had a good choice of cars. The first choice was good, Alex, Sienta, which I discouraged. Then what was the other car? Alex, Sienta. She had another car, Yagala. But then along the way, she mentioned about the Mark X, and I told her, if it's your first car and you're cautious about fuel consumption, Mark X jireke ekirala esikira mabega. Emmotoka ezisikira mabega si nnungi for first time drivers, because emmotoka esikira mabega experience yegivuga. You can't drive a rear wheel drive without experience in Uganda. If you were in Canada where all roads are tarmacked, it would be okay. But in Uganda, where sometimes you go to roads that are maram, atenga gaserera, I would definitely not advise you to buy a rear wheel drive car like Mark II, Mark X, Mercedes-Benz. There are Subaru's rear wheel drives. Like they have a lot of four wheel drives these days. But I wouldn't advise you to buy a rear wheel drives. Subaru, of course, they are front wheel drives. Na hizo Subaru zi Forester ziba rear wheel drives. kati I wouldn't advise you to buy a rear wheel drive car because ejja kuseerera kaate kutame abantu bakulyengako sente ez'okukusindika, which is not a good thing. A rear wheel drive jigulenga motoka like it's a number 3 car in the series of cars you've driven, because at that time you know that when a car bweserera nkola bwenti bwekola bweti nkola bwenti. That's the only time I would advise you to buy a rear wheel drive. Yeah. So is there something you want to know about paperwork kumoroka? Because I've covered literally everything that you need to check out. Those are the things that I check out for people. Eventually, of course, it requires me to call someone from URA or an agent or my accountant to check whether things check out. But some of those other things may be very basic. Ngojeke ebintu ebiri technical kumanya moroka, is it an accident car? Is the engine healthy? Is the gearbox healthy? Is it worth the money? Those are the things you can actually check it out yourself. So it means you can actually buy a car without me, which is a very good thing. And I've also been telling you the prices of cars. I also sell tracking devices. A tracking device is 350,000 shillings. It gives you the power to see where your car is at the moment, where your car is moving to. It gives you the power to see where your car was as much as a year. Your car moved since January. It has moved here, there. It will show even the number of kilometers it has moved. That's one way I've measured the kilometers that I drive to home and know that it's 35 kilometers. Some people don't even know that they live that far. Mukono is far. Ho! One of my followers is moving from Chira to Mukono. My God, nkosasi ogenda muchalo kati tizadinga tukanganza wene mu game park andi wakumpi. Anyway, so the tracking device also gives you the power to stop the engine using your mobile phone. Even if you are in London and the car is in Uganda, you can actually stop the engine by the tap of the button. I remember one of my followers when I did tracking device, she was really amazed at the functionalities, and I think 2 months later we installed even for her partner, and he was also amazed at what the device could do. Of course we hide it. Nawe wenyine otuko kujinonya nga tosobola kumanya weri olaba nange device yange we bagiteeka sijjukirawo bagiteekawo. Normally it's the technician that knows, and that's why I tell you need to limit the number of people that know that your car has a tracking device. But of course, me, I've told all of you that it has a yange mine has a tracking device. It has even akati. If you steal my car, someone comes from behind and tells you you're parking. So be careful. Mukono is equal to my distance. But at my kids' school, there are people that live in Bombo. They come from Bombo every day. Now, Mukono town. These people that tell us they live in Mukono, they don't live in Mukono town. They go to game park similar to mine in Mukono, deep down there. So will you be there? Then at my kids' school, there are also people that live in Lugazinga. They drive to town every day to bring their kids to school. So go where Rugazi, you will adjust. And take a matter ogenda kujja badde mbakozese. You're going to have your own capital. Kitegeeza ogenda kuba weekozesa. Sicho. So if you're going to be nga weekozesa, you can actually set up your businesses near. I have a friend who always jokes about that cat thing. Mbusente zimbuze kankwate ku katiba customer baje. Yeah, but there are people that have juju, by the way. You guys are joking. There are people that have juju. Someone was telling me a story. We work in the film industry, and he was telling me about people he knows that have made plenty of money. And one time he was with them, ngabali mu meeting. Olina akubira munena mga why? Sente ngazibuze kubira ku mukyalo oli. Omugamba abeko wakwata. Sente zibuze. And the guy said, okay, kamukubire kati nono ka kitegere sente zaffe teziva kumpi. Okitegeera. But Nico, I drove to Mukono. I had a wedding that I was emceeing, and I realized that you guys, Mukono namwe mutukanga bukanzi. lwokuba mulina town yenene. Mukono is far. They just in Timbera deep inside. But even the people that tell us they live in Mukono, they also live deep down there in Eco Game Parks. Kakati Sebu, Mukono is far. Yeah, anyway. Akati nkaina muno nze mwabe abepanka bagala okubba emoroka yange tracking device mujijje ku mulimu akati. Someone will get up from up there agaji parking. Yeah, but even traffic on Mukono highway is also bad. That's one of the reasons why I'm lucky I live on Bombo Road, because Bombo Road doesn't have around the game parks. Yeah, kati awujja kuba totoyina nnyo buzibu. Lugazitu Mukono is near. Okitegeera, Lugazitu Mukono is near. Kati ngaze, if I set up a business around Matuga, although I have not seen the when I went to Mukono, I was actually there in town near Satellite Beach, but the distance is equal to the distance I drive. That's why I'm telling you Mukono is far. The distance I drove to Satellite Beach is the same distance I drive to my home. But nali mpima kilometers. Okitegeera. So kati ababere Mukono temudawo ne mugamba afa abeera wala bichi fenna tubeera wala. Yes, we live far, all of us. I think I will need that car stick alongside the obwo butimu buteekamu. Simanyi obakakola nange nakalonda ku kkubo just behind nawulira abantu bagamba obuti. I picked a stick and I put it in here. Yeah. Naye ate waliwo emmoroka enzibu ez'okubba. Nange nyina ewalala wenkwata. So when you buy a car, you put tracking device, you put alarm, you also put a security switch. So that omuntu omuwamu ku trouble. Eyange nange tomala gagitwala. Olimba you don't have it because you wouldn't need the device. Hey, Emma, tell us more. Emma obuti abumanyi. Obuti bumanyi okudisappointinga. Oyinza oteekamu akati. Otekamu akati kuolo bajjajja baba tebakoze. Omuyai n'atwala emmoroka yo. That's why you need a tracking device alongside the kati. But anyway, guys, put a tracking device, put an alarm. Let me tell you the power that the tracking device gives you. Oda ebiseera ebisinga bibabba emmoroka tumanya. Abantu abasinga bibabbako emmoroka bamanya. Ne bajja if they steal it from a chikomera, you wake up at 5. Normally, I don't know what thieves do, but normally omuntu bw'akubba, in the next 30 minutes you wake up and know. Okitegeera, in the next 30 minutes you wake up and know that they have stolen. So you wake up and you realize the car is gone. At that moment, open your phone and check the tracking device. Olabe moroka ekola ki? Eraga wa? Bulaba they have left some distance from your home, turn off the engine. That's all. Tajja kugijjawo. Obudde bw'anaamala nti n'anoonya device eyo. Okitegeera? Ebiseera ebimu nga n'emmoroka bw'abeera esseeta obeera kumpi. Seeta is near. Seeta is near. Almost my distance, but a little near. After Satellite Beach is in Mukono. Exactly, but it's far still, Martha. It is still far. It's still far. Anyway, so the tracking device will give you the trouble of saving your car. Mangu. Ekitali ku muntu atalinamu kyakola ki. China. There, of course, waliwo n'emmoroka enzibu ez'okubba. Kati emmoroka Arthur eno okugijja wano. I can even give you the key. Ne ngende ewange ne neebaka. Ne nkusangawo olweggulo ng'ekulemye okujjawo. And it will not be the tracking device. I have a lot of accessories in here. Ng'ogasseko ne kali akati kange nalonda ku kkubo. You would not actually move it. So, but those things ebyo mbigamba abantu bange abagula emmoroka ne mbaga akola kino na kino na kino. But of course there are cars that are normally not stolen. Wale emmoroka ezimu ze bataba nange nina akati, if I point mine in yours, mine will swallow yours. Weefudde Moses. Anyway, mweche mba mumanya nti a car is your asset, and once you buy this car, olina okukimanya nti mulimu sente zo ne bwoba ogiguze $5,000,000. $1,000,000 ezo 5 senga wazikutte n'ogenda n'ozisuubulamu, what should we say, n'ozisuubulamu ekintu in your expertise, you'd probably make 6 naye oziguzeemu emmotoka yo. So why would you buy a car at 5 million and not track it? I remember someone was bargaining with me, Arthur, kansalireko kanguze $10,000 ka track akonziye nkateekemu katikati. And I was thinking to myself, naye ono omuntu, does he put value to his things? Gwe mmoroka eyo yagala ogitracking n'emitwalo 10? Like seriously? N'emitwalo 10? Eyo tracking device ki? Teziriyo ez'emitwalo 10. olaba n'abatunda zidi tracking devices za quality emina nabo tebatunda 10 batunda emitwalo 35 okitegeera my light has gone off eweddeko omuliro but let me do this. Let me do that. Yeah, we are back. So the tracking device ya mitwalo 35 350,000 including installation. So sagala ogule moroka yo gitekemu sente zo ate you put it in the hands of thieves. Then the alarm is 200,000. Kati yo alarm eyamba ku bantu abayine moroka ngebintu biriko bya bay. Kati let me give you an example. My lights buli tale lyange lya mitwalo 25. Every light you point at obali yema beko bali maso. Each individual light eno side ya 25 eno side ya 25 eno side ya 25 eno side. There is a Primo we bought and for its lights each light is 1 million. Kati gotoiza kudira moroka ngitale limu ya million yemu ginotagiteka mu alarm. That's like testing fate. Banaliba tebalibbe. So when we put an alarm, it's actually very loud. Nti omuntu azza okubbe mumalako emirembe nadduka yekka n'akolaki n'agenda. And the way we put it, bino bibagamba nti no they can disable it. Teri mu byaswa disabling alarm je nkuteredde mu moroka. Ekyo tebakulimba. Actually, Arthur, if you can get me that kati working on women, I just tap it on the woman and she follows me, just contact me. Okwana kukoya. Njija mu fusing a primacy ya sister. By the way, you can remove that fuse ya EFI, fuse ya amasanyalaze ojijja mulinga ne bwakola atya emmotoka tesobola kwaka. Yeah, but the alarm will help you baleme kubba mataala go. Wesanginga ate kati ogenda ku spending a cent. Actually, when you're buying comprehensive insurance, every security measure you have in your car reduces your premium, how much you're paying. So if you have a tracking device, that reduces the amount of money you're paying. If you have an alarm, that reduces the amount of money you're paying. But that reduces. So, but I think they pay over 0.4%. Over 4% of the value of the car. So imoroka yebwe buy a million 10, kitegeeza osasula emitwalo, it's 4%. Osasula emitwalo 4 for comprehensive. Ng'emmoroka, comprehensive insurance works in a way that even if they came and stole your radio, take a picture, go to police report, go to insurance, tell them I want money for my radio. They'll give you money. Even if a border band scratches your car, okay? You go to the insurance guys, tell them, my car was scratched, please give me money to repair. Which again, that's all. But it's better for you to buy insurance using agents, not again a weka insurance company. Go use an agent because it's that agent that will help you demand for your money. They know whatever loopholes they use to get your money back. So, of course, comprehensive insurance is one other way for you to protect your car. You put a tracking device, you put an alarm, you put a kati, but you also go get comprehensive insurance. Because if your car is stolen, for example, if your car is 10 million and it's stolen, when you go to insurance, they'll give you 8 million. Go and buy another car. You can decide to keep it because I want another car. If you get into an accident and it's very severe, comprehensive insurance pays you, I think 80% or 75% of the value of your car if you don't want it. Or they give you money to repair your car. So that's the advantage of comprehensive insurance. But it's complicated. That's why you need to buy through an agent. That's what happens. Kakati no salmini agamba. Say supremacy, Mazda primacy sister way. You know you turn off the key and it doesn't turn off. So you had to go in front of Jemu fuse emoroka ezikire. In Chabo Novo, you can put back the fuse and then start the car. Guys, don't buy Mazdas currently until probably we get, let's say, a dealership or we get reliable spare. Volkswagen is also abagaga. Actually, instead of buying a Volkswagen, you'd rather buy a Mercedes-Benz. It's much more reliable. Don't buy Fords because there's a Morocco Ford in the government. The reason why governments buy Fords is because it's not their money, and also they buy brand new. So, and they drive mileage. Then they sell those cars on auction and buy others. Ford. You cannot manage the maintenance of that car. okitegeera oba you can manage naye nga ne spare takola ki talika. Even our mechanics here cannot afford to look after those cars properly. Is emmoroka ezo simanye Suzuki Escudo new model banaye guys, emmoroka egenda okufa bakugamba ekisumuluzo kyafudde simanya sensa tekyalabika bagambe nti ekisumuluzo sensa yaakyo ogenda gigula miliyoni 2.5 nga ku miliyoni 2.5 oyinayo emmoroka gy'osobola okugula. Why are you buying cars that are going to give you headaches? That's why I normally tell you guys, stick to Toyotas, because Toyota is a car etawa stress okitegeera. So for those guys that want to do pre-purchase inspection, I'm available starting Wednesday. As in ennaku ebbiri, Monday and Tuesday I'm very tied up, nyina ebintu byenkwasaganya ebyange ebya business eyange. Abatannaba kusasula misolo bannange, if you have not paid tax for the year 2021-2022, musasule omusolo mugumale. Nze nasasula namalayo kati I'm relaxed. I gave you its money, tebamanja. So kati abalina deal ze baagala okumpa, I can get a tax clearance properly because tebamanja. Okitegeera. Anyway, guys, I have to go. Thank you very much for taking the time to be part of this live. Kamba jokes byetwogeddeko. If you're going to buy a car, good morning, Jason. If you're going to buy a car, don't forget, always check. Make sure it's in the new logbook system. Make sure it's transferable. Make sure it has no caveat. How do you know that? Get a clearing agent ajja okuyambako kebera ebyo ebintu, oba get someone in URA asobola okuyambako bikebera. 2, make sure the car has no police receipts. Make sure the car has no multiplex balance, parking tickets. Okay? Make sure omuntu yennyini ali mu logbook tagibanja. Okitegeera. And you can check off your number gambe engeri gye mubikeberamu. Okitegeera. And get a copy of the logbook. And I've told you, if that car gy'ogenda ogula is in the green logbook, just know for sure that you're going to spend about 500 to 700,000 on the transfer process. Naye webera in the normal logbook kati ene empya, you're going to spend 200,000 okola ki. Ema jangu kwane oba come for lectures. If you're going to buy in the new logbook, you're going to spend about 200,000 to transfer your car to the new system. Okitegeera. So make sure that you check all those things. Oleme kutomera. Make sure that the engine was not changed. Make sure nti akayumba tebakakyusa. Abantu abamu babatiza emmoroka n'ayita emmoroka nga ye South Sudan n'agifunira kinamba plate ku kyebwa ayise gwe najja n'akuguza, and you think you're getting a good offer. Kumbe ekimoroka ky'ogula URA wali kikwatako etwala kitwale. You guys, you need to be very careful. You find a car semanya UBD bagiguza miliyoni 9 gwe n'ogamba ho ne ata sijja mubuuza kansasule busasuzi. Okitegeera ojja kutomera bakuguza emmoroka ye Sudan, baguze emmoroka enzibe nga ye South Africa. Gumu ogwe mu kiddo kya URA emmoroka bagibbe. Okitegeera kakati gwe kyoba omanya. Basajja mmwe bantu mmwe Martha ne Emma. You guys have chemistry now. So you guys need to be very careful. You need to check nti chassis si nkyuse. You need to check that engine bagikyusa naye ate ne bajja updating mu system. Ojja gula emmoroka nga engine nkyuse, nga engine terina paperwork. The moment URA comes and finds that car with a new engine that was not updated in their system, emmoroka batwala ntwali oba ofiiriddwa. Ebintu bino mbyogera ng'ebyokusaaga bakyali bange, but they are true. Emmotoka, when you change the engine, you're supposed to go to URA and make sure that engine is updated. If it wasn't updated and you buy that car, emmotoka bagenda kugitwala butwazi. Akayumba kano tebakkiriza kakyusa. That is not allowed. Ne bwoba ogenze mu URA. Emmoroka eno kyovola emmoroka bw'etomera n'eggwawo ogisanga bagitadde oli ajja n'ajjamu engine ye n'agitwala. Okitegeera akayumba n'akeesonyiwa because akayumba tekakkirizibwa kukola ki? Kukyuka. So you need to be very careful. Also, you need to be very careful to know which engines am I buying. Waliwo engine embi. Okitegeera. Waliwo engine ezitali nnungi ng'ejja kubonyaabonya. Okitegeera. And there are also cars that you can buy n'okyusa engine. If you can take the trouble, like Arthur can take that trouble, but all those things you need to be consulting with the person that is in the know of how to do those things. So I hope we've had a very pleasant conversation. Thank you guys for engaging. Kakati no wano wayinza okuvaawo embaga in some time to come. Ndaba abantu abalina chemistry. Nze nja kujja mbere MC ku mukolo ku bwereere. So thank you very much, guys, for taking the time to be part of this live. Martha was number 1. Bannange natuusereeti mu nsonyiwe mbadde nyina ekintu kyenterezaamu. Nathan, Emma webale bambi kunzijukizanga. Kenneth, Seth, Salmin, Nicole, and Nathan Obankwogedde. I think I have David, Patrick, lawyer. Patrick, by the way, Patrick is a lawyer as well, counsel. In a best up country. You should come and talk about yourself, Patrick. It will not be advertising. You just be telling them, Bana, if you ever need the services of a lawyer, I'm this way. So you guys, thank you very much for being part of this broadcast. It really means a lot that you take the time to be part of this broadcast. And then you engage. It really means a lot. Temwedabida Victor Jason. Temwedabida nkola pre-purchase inspection. Nkola pre-purchase inspection emitwalo kati asatu meter. Next day zigenda kubeera ana nenkuyambako to get a good car that will not only work for you but one that you will resell or make kola loss. I request you to have a presentation on engine curry. I'm going to work on that. I'll work on that. Kaso kemba lekiba ndobe maligoka mukowa Emma. Kale wano nno ndaba nga wajja kuvaawo kapo wano wajja kuvaawo kapo. Anyway guys, I have to go. Thank you very much for taking the time. Temwerabira abantu abagenda okugula emmoroka ng'olina mukwano gw'omumanyi agenda kugula emmoroka. Tell them to call me. Obasooka omwe channel asooka alabe videos zino. Muteese sina buzibu. So tell them alabe channel ajje alabe videos zino. Alabe videos zino bwanaba asiimye byalabye nga ayagala okumpa ka center ka pre-purchase inspection mukole pre-purchase inspection. If you guys bobo ina mukwano go a relative nga ine moroke nungi nga teina tracking device omugambe era muteremu tracking device okitegeera nze sina buzibu bakyali bange kyonna kye mugamba kye tugenda nakyo. So tell them eyetaaga alarm ya mitwalo 2 ebera very sensitive ate. Let me show you how this alarm works. There is a follower of mine gonna tell them alarm naye nga tamanyi bwekola. Ojiwulira that alarm eyo omubi tasobola kujja ne yeepampalika ku mmotoka yange n'agibeerako. Okitegeera ne bwaba wa mutima mugumu gutya kuba bwe bakerero oyo ye obeera tosetolinze. Bano ababbi banziba radio mu mmoroka, bano bansumulula side mirror. Obudde obusuma side mirror taba nabwo aba yadduse dda. Era omubbi wajja ku alarm gye nteeka mu mmoroka yo n'asigalawo n'asumulula ebintu oyo togendayo. Aba ayina amajambi, aba ayagala ofuluma akutemeeteme. So you let him take whatever he's taking. Era ebiseera ebisono gyasanga atalina kyakoze eki nga kyatajja taatutte. Amiina bannange family etandise omwana bamaze n'omutiima. Waliwo ziri ez'omunda eba ezikuba endulu ya alarm. Eyo tiyakwata yo bambi product yagaana okukwata. I don't know why. Aye kati yaji marketing bulungi. But I also need those the yakozesa really very pretty. You know when you're marketing something you need to make it appealing. Talk about who alarm ngekuba olololo omubi. You need to make it appealing. Kati ye yakola kya fujjo kulaga nti but I also think modifying another person's product you need to get rights. Kati yaddira alarm y'abantu zino ng'eno erimu n'agi modifying n'ateekamu eddoboozi okitegeera. Arthur, it's math like you always teach us. It's not mutandise kubala bannange. Emma, be careful ono Martha wa math nnyo ayinza oba alimu kubala. Guys, I have to go. Thank you very much. I wish you a very very fruitful day. See you tomorrow. Ciao.